Friends, life itself is so hard, but the blueprint to being successful is truly not that difficult. When I graduated college, I would even say even before I graduated college, and take note, this is just financial aspect. You saw the title, this is just finances. But just going back in time, before I even graduated college, I'm about to enter the workforce, just got done with nursing school. In surrounding that time, in that moment, I already was thinking about how it is that I can afford to not work anymore. And isn't that what just a good part of this life is? I mean, oftentimes we feel trapped in our day job. We feel trapped in the workforce. We're literally working our life away, likely working a job we're not proud of, we don't want to do, something that maybe we don't feel fulfillment in. Maybe part of it does fulfill you. Being a nurse is nice for me, but it doesn't fulfill me in every area. Would I rather be doing something else with my time? 100%, friends, 100%. If I could somehow make a career out of maybe coaching, doing something like this, something that still has purpose to me, I'd do it, but I still want to make a significant amount of money because money to me is important. Some people may disagree, but likely if you're on this channel, maybe you've been following my dividend journey. Maybe you also like money. And truly, friends, I don't see anything wrong with that. If you like money, isn't that what we all work for anyway? Right when I graduated college, I'm like, how can I figure out to retire as early as I could, or at least have the option? Have the option sooner than most people, sooner than the people ahead of me. I looked at my mom and my dad, and they're still working. They were still working. My dad's still working right now at like 67, 68 years old. And sure, there's a choice behind it, but at the same time, there's a necessity, there's a sense of urgency that you have to do it to survive. And I don't want that, friends. And if you see those people in front of you, do you want that for you? I mean, you look at people, you see the way they navigated life. Shouldn't you want to do better than the people ahead of you? Don't do the exact same thing. When it comes to finances, friends, it's really not that difficult. You got to ultimately find a way to increase your income. It doesn't matter how hard it is that you work. If you're not working hard and smart, making a good amount of money with a high hourly rate, exchanging your time for a high hourly rate, there's a hole in your boat. And it doesn't matter how far you're trying to go. If water's leaking into this boat, you're not going to get very far. That's kind of how being capped by your hourly rate is. So the goal ultimately, if you're trying to be successful financially, is find a way to increase your income, leverage your time. Like my channel name continues to tick. I mean, time is so important. But how much are you worth for your hourly rate? And don't tell me it's something that you've been stuck at for a couple years now. If that's the case, friend, it's blatant. You got to change. You got to do better than that. Aren't you worth more than that? I mean, every single day when we go to work, we're getting pulled from our family, pulled from our kids, pulled from things that we would rather be doing. And you're just going to exchange that valuable time of being around those people that you love for this capped amount. I mean, for me, friends, I've made a video before. I make $100,000, a low $100,000. I've been making it since about the age of 24. I'm going to be 28 this year. I'm going to get my master's program. I already got my bachelor's as an RN. What the master's is going to do is increase my hourly rate. It's going to help me speed up my dividends, help me save more, give me the option to speed up this retirement process. I'm a big believer in what is your baseline, because we're only as good as our baseline is. My baseline, I've told you what it is before. What is your baseline? Because the day you fall, that's what you fall to. That's how much money you're going to make. That's the speed in which you can retire. All these things are important. If you're not thinking about it yet, friends, you got to. It's timely. If you're not thinking about retirement the second you enter the workforce, you're already behind. The second I entered into this workforce, I was already thinking about how it is that I don't have to do this anymore. How can I afford to retire as early as possible? Afford not to do this workforce anymore. That's what you have to do. If not, you're going to be stuck in this wheel just forever. Just like your parents probably were. 67, 68 years old, working a job that you feel you must just to survive. Don't do that, friends. You have a choice right now to start planning for it. I mean, even if you literally start at 40, that's 20 years. You can be done at 60. If you start in your 20s, you'll for sure be done by 50. And with the key word, comfortably. For me, friends, I'm going to be done at 50. I got a pension working in the background. I got my dividends going. I already make a high hourly rate. I'm going to make a higher hourly rate by getting my master's. That is my baseline. That is where I will fall to. And then what am I doing on the side to have fun and maybe potentially grow a business out of? It's this right here. It continues to tick. This is my side passion. Oftentimes that's what we like to make into a business, right? It's our side passions. If this turns out to be something like that, then it's only going to exponentially multiply that outcome, the speed of that outcome for me. But this is all just extra. I do this for free. I've done this for free for years now. And at the end of the day, friends, that's what we need to do in this life. We need to not just set our baseline, but also do things on the side. Take that risk. Take that chance. And maybe one of those things, as you plant them, they will grow. Investments is one of the easiest ones to do. But you have to have a good funnel in of funds. Your hourly rate will cap you. The point of this video, friends, is I just want you to know that you have to think about your future retirement. You have to, if you're young in your 20s, think about it today. Think about it before you even enter the workforce. Don't be like those people ahead of you who waited until they were 40, 50, 60, and then they're like, okay, I want to retire in 5 years. I'm tired. My body hurts. Don't be like that, friends. If you do that, you're going to do it wrong. But listen, if you're young, 20s, 30s, 40s, even if you hit 50, my friend, it's still not too late, but you're going to have to go at a speed that is going to make you feel very uncomfortable. But think about your retirement. Think about the reality of the one day that will come when you're going to get tired and say, I don't want to do this anymore, but why is it that I have to? Work to get the choice. Work to have the choice. If you want to work or don't want to work anymore. I think of this one story when I first got into the state working as a nurse. There was someone there who was already in their 60s. And the story, and what they said has always stuck with me. But what they said is, I'm one bad day away from retirement. One bad day. And I'm like, in my mind, and I told them, I'm like, that's a pretty good place to be. One bad day away from retirement. You could just decide tonight, tomorrow morning, you're not coming in and you're done. You don't have to do this anymore. And then I never saw him anymore. But isn't that what this is about, friends? And wouldn't you want that position not in your 60s, but way sooner than that? I'm going to be here to remind you. I'm going to set the example. I'm going to set the tone. And it's a matter if you want to follow along or not. I'm showing you through dividends. I'm showing you through pushing myself to be better as a whole person. And that's the funny thing, just before I end the video, that's the funny thing. That if you truly improve yourself, life gets so much easier. Life gets so much easier because you're already living so much harder. So much harder. And truly, if that's the case, you would have gotten out of your own way already. And if that's the case, life's hard, but it'll be easier for you. Trust me. Follow along, friends. This life is ours. I'm going to show you mine as we continue. This time continues to tick.